Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, when I was at Toylanta, I finally pulled the trigger on a figure, sort of a figure, that I've been stalking for more than a year. The box is so big, I can't even show it here. So today on the channel, we're going to be taking a look at the beasts of the Cyberzoic Kuraokami, the Arctic Dragon. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Over the past year, Articulated Empire has become your trusted online retailer. They carry all the latest lines like Mythic Legions, Valiverse, AWOC, Zesray Studios, and much, much more. They ship your items quickly and securely. You'll be quite happy with how Steve and his team follow through with their care and attention. Articulated Empire also offers free shipping over $75 and no tax except for Illinois residents. So head over to articulatedempire.com today and build your empire. All right, like I said, this box is huge. So big, in fact, that I can barely fit it into my my display area here. It almost doesn't even fit. But like I said, this is a figure that I have been looking at for more than a year. And it's one of those things that is so freaking impressive that... like, I wanted it, and I had no reason for why I wanted it. I was like, it's not the same scale as anything that I collect. I don't know where I'm going to put it. But damn it, if I don't want this thing. It's so beautiful. It says it's 1/18 scale. His name is Kuraokami, the Arctic Dragon. I don't know if that's Kuraokami or Kuraokami. Wildlife Gaia 2. I don't know what that means. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you much on the way of like the side of the box, but here on the back of the box we have a lot of write-up and information. Named by human settlers after the Japanese deity of ice and snow, Kuraokami is the protector of Gaia 2 and is now the last of his kind. If you wanna pause that and give it a read, you certainly can. We've got some also available, some cross sell here. I do have a couple of their Smilodons and a couple of their Velociraptors. They're a company that I absolutely love. And if you've seen them out at shows or if you've watched any of their unboxings, then you know that the guy who promotes them, the guy that looks like a professional wrestler with the big mohawk and the chain around his neck, dude's just infectious with his love and the joy that these dinosaurs and these dragons bring them. So we've got some species profile here. It says he's 31 inches long. He has a 10.5-inch tail, 34 points of articulation, removable translucent wings, specially designed neck and tail for additional movement, optional lower limb feather parts. So anyway, I'm not even going to try to move this box because I'm probably going to knock some lights over or my mic or my camera. So let's just get this guy opened up and take a closer look at Kuraokami, the Arctic Dragon. All right, before we bring the big boy out, I do want to show that he comes with a little baggie that does come with this beautiful art card. Has the same stats. So if you're collecting these or if you're displaying these with your figures, it does come with one of those. It does come with a little instruction booklet. I guess this is to tell you how to pop the wings on, how to remove the feather parts from the limbs, the best way to put on the tail, which looks like we're going to need to heat that up. So I definitely will before. And then it's just a single side sheet, no big deal. This is a box that I'm going to keep because to me this was sort of an impulse buy. It's an impulse buy that took me a year to make, that decision. But with any impulse buy, I never know if a year down the road if I'm going to be still happy that I purchased it. So I'm going to save the box just in case, because if I decide to move it on, then I want to make sure that whoever gets it has the box. He does come with two of these translucent wing pieces, and so you can see right here that well, maybe you can here if I grab one of my lights, maybe you can see that it's translucent back behind there. So you do have some translucency. It says that their wings I don't really know what this is. Maybe they are wings if this was to expand out, but we don't get that display option. So to me, they look more like, I don't know, antenna or something, but they have a nice like little spiky bit. They've got some matte paint, some glossy paint, of course, that beautiful blue white gradient into the black is really nice. I do also want to show off the tail because this is just the tail of the figure, and it is so incredibly impressive. Just yeah, the lowest section here, right near his tail, where the tail connects, has some of the feather work right here, and that piece is not removable. You've got that beautiful pink and white into like the golden brown, and then black, and then into the blue, and then that pearlescent blue purple color. These spiky bits on the tail are certainly spiky. You can hurt yourself trying to put them on. So we're going to make sure that this is nice and heated up before we grab it. And I know they ask that you put it on like this as opposed to like this, so you don't hurt your hands on this right here. And then just look at the way the tail kind of fans out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces of tail. And when you go to start positioning this thing, you can get it to curl up that far, and then left and right, you can actually, if you engage each one of the pieces and then twist it, you can actually get the tail to completely curl in on itself, and it will stay, which is mighty impressive. Mighty, mighty impressive. This is, I think, the way to do tails. And instead of, when you have something this size, instead of like say having like a bendy wire on the inside, I just don't think the plastic would push against the wire too much and not let it hold its shape. But you can barely even see the segments. It's so well manufactured and engineered and painted that you cannot see the segments are very well hidden. It's got like this fish-like quality to the underbelly, which is super, super nice. Now, to bring this guy in here, man, there's just so much goodness here. I don't even know where to start with this guy. You do have the ball peg, which is a pretty hefty ball peg for the tail. You've got some more translucent wings. These are already affixed to the figure. You can't remove them. They're glued in. You can see the beautiful feather work underneath, which is just incredible. You've got this huge joint right here that is probably the same ball peg, where you can sort of get him to bend or curve his body left and right. With the legs are on like a ball joint as well, so you can hinge them outward or you can hinge them in. They can rotate forward, rotate back, and when you rotate them backwards, you can see some of that beautiful gradient into the brown, into the pink, into where his belly is. You've got the wrinkly skin around the ribs and around the midsection. Some more of that beautiful feather work down here. Lots of really good paint apps. Here is one of the removable feather sections. So if you wanted to have the legs be a little fuller and have a little more of that feathery texture, you can leave these on, or you can remove them and give him more of a lizard-like quality, to where you just have that. I mean, it's covering up some beautiful paint, the blue into the purple and that brown and gold. It's just incredible the amount of paint hits this thing has on it. And I want to say that, for the price point of this guy, it might not just be the amount of plastic and the amount of tooling that is driving the cost, but also the paint hits, because this thing is getting a lot of paint hits. As far as price goes, this guy was $230. He's $230 on their website, but the best way to get this guy is to pick him up at a show, because I paid $230 even at the show. You don't have to pay tax. You don't have to pay shipping. Tax and shipping alone was like another $45 for me, putting this at near 275, 280 to get him to me at my house. So that's why I pulled the trigger at a show. As far as the front legs go, you can see how this whole shoulder piece right here is sculpted and molded in, so the leg can rotate backwards like that, can rotate only forward that far. You've got a hinge, double jointed hinge there to push the arm all the way forward, or the front leg all the way forward. Again, you can remove this feathery part. This just comes right off, and you can see some of that gorgeous scale work, the sculpting and the paint down below. You've got the paws, or his feet, with that glossy black paint. You've got some rotation and hinging right down there on the feet, which is super nice. I think people have asked, can he go up on his hind legs? And he certainly can. That tail is going to do wonders for getting him to sort of sit on his tail. But I can't even get this guy all the way in. But yes, he can, sit up and look forward because of the engineering they have on his legs and neck. And I really want to look at that neck right now. So you've got, see if we can see in there, a massive ball and hinge system with some nice cutouts, so he can go really far back and really far down. And then it is segmented in where the head is, and then this neck piece, and then a secondary neck piece here. You have more of that scaling. You can see this piece kind of floats, and it does a lot to hide, because the ball peg is going into this piece and then this piece, and then you've got this and this, these two separate pieces that kind of float, and they are hiding the hinges. And from certain angles, you can't even see the hinges, which is absolutely crazy. Looking at, he's got 3 horns, which is really cool. I know in certain mythologies, horns denote power, and so he's got 3 massive horns, maybe 4 if you count this piece right here. Then the head can look left and right a good fair amount. Let's see if I can. And then the head can look up and down, and then you've got the nice hinged jaw, and then it's nice and shiny on the inside. You can see the teeth. The tongue is like a separate piece, and the tongue is articulated, so you can raise the tongue up or lay it down flat. That looks to be like on a little ball joint. So you have a nice hinge right there. Okay, man, this is crazy. Yeah, the rotation is really nice. This is just absolutely gorgeous. I am loving this thing. So let me go and heat up the tail and get it popped on. And let's go ahead and pop the wings on. Let's see here. Does it say? Yeah, there we go. So the wings actually go on without any heat, and they're kind of curved in a certain way that you can see. They're not really keyed in a certain way, but you can see that the curvature only lines up one way, so you can't really go wrong putting them on. But yeah, I'm going to definitely heat up the tail before putting it on, just because I don't want to give myself any hassle. So let's do that, and I'll be right back. All right, now I have the tail on, and I did have to heat it up a couple of times to actually get it to pop in, because this is a lot of really thick and dense plastic, and so it took quite a bit of heat to get that to heat up. But again, once it's there, it's definitely, you saw that massive ball joint. It's holding its shape. Now, I don't know how in the world to even go about showing you guys like how this scales with things, because I don't have anything that's 1/18 scale, so I don't have a lot that's going to scale well with this. But here's like a Mezco Conan, which he kind of runs kind of small. So if you wanted him to be more of like a mid-size beast for like your 1/6 or your 1/12 scale figures to battle, you could do that. Here he is next to a Mythic Legions figure. I just grabbed both of these off my Conan shelf. Again, this isn't Conan. This is not Conan. And then here he is next to, like, say, like a Savage Crucible figure, who is up on a stand. But he would be like a smaller to mid-sized beast if you wanted to mix them in with your 1/12 scale figures. Now, as far as like a couple of other dragon-like creatures that I have to compare him to, here is the Super 7 Godzilla -1 figure, and you can see that he scales, you know, he's a little taller than that. So if you have this guy, and this is a big beefy guy, he's got a big massive tail, and so yeah, kind of also sharp and spiky and hard to handle, but you can see how he scales with the Godzilla -1 from Super 7 Ultimates. And then the only other dinosaur lizard type kind of dragon I have right now is the Nanmu Studios T-Rex. This thing's got a weird name. I don't remember what it's called, but it's just the Nanmu Studios T-Rex. So if you have that, you can see that he kind of scales. He's much larger than that guy. Man, he is just, he's a beast. And I am loving this. This is just absolutely gorgeous. Again, I have no idea where I'm going to display this guy. I don't know what I'm going to put him next to or into, but it was just one of those pieces that, as a toy collector, as somebody who does love dragons and just beautiful pieces of art, this was just something that I've seen at toy shows, and I've just always wanted it, and I don't really know why. And sometimes we buy things not because they're going to fit perfectly into our collection, but sometimes we buy things because they're just beautiful. And that's what this is for me. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think it's totally worth the money that I paid for it. And again, like, I believe that they are going to continue this line. I believe that I saw at Toylanta the next dragon. I believe that's what's in this picture right here. It's a little smaller than this guy, but he has much larger wings, and I think he's beautiful. And I don't know, maybe this is going to start me on a pathway of collecting dragons. I'm not sure, but I know that the guys and gals over at Creative Beast Studios and the Cyberzoic Studios, they make high quality, beautifully painted, beautifully articulated action figures, and I just can't recommend this guy enough, even if it's not something that belongs in your collection like me. So you guys tell me in the comments down below, what do you think about this guy? Do you like his style? Do you like the way he looks? Do you like the paint job? Have you picked him up? Is it something that you're wanting to pick up and you just never have? Or how would you fit this into your collection? What would you display this with? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to check out our podcast called Across the Toyverse. Comes out every 2 weeks wherever you get your podcast. And be sure to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector, Mark, and I'll see you in the toy aisles.